Hello, everyone. I'm Joe Gallimore, Director of Investment Management with Argent Bridge Advisors. Welcome back to Cup of Joe. So here we are. It's the end of the year. Things are winding down. Although they may be winding down, there is no shortage of market action as usual. And looking over financial media right now, it doesn't take long to find articles touting market return forecasts from analysts and economists at many large institutions. And usually I just cringe when I read these. But we recently had a client ask us what we think the return of the S&P 500 is going to be in 2026. Now, it's a natural question given the time of year, and I guess it's a fair one. And our response politely explained that we don't make explicit predictions on a specific index for a fixed time frame, especially short-term time frames. But what we didn't elaborate on, and what I want to share with you today, is that the question is basically pointless. It's essentially a fool's errand. And no fault to anyone asking the question. It's just that it's such an impossible science. Statistically, any answer you're going to get comes with such a wide margin of error that it's almost useless. And I will show you what I mean. So in the last 97 years, the market has registered a single digit gain only 14 times. So that's about 14% of the time. Now, last year, Bloomberg did a really good study where they collected return forecasts done by professional analysts going back to 2000. And that's what we're looking at here. And what we see is that the two largest columns representing over 50% of the predictions are for single digit gains of the S&P 500 index. So what this is telling us is that over half of the analysts predicted that there would be a return that happens only 14% of the time. So in a guessing game where you have to make bold predictions to increase your chance of being right, less than half of the analysts were doing that. And that does not make very much sense to me. Now, another chart from the same study from Bloomberg, this chart shows us that each year what the range of returns that were forecasted is, and then what the actual return of the market ended up being in that year. That's what each of these black diamonds are. Now, shockingly, in 13 of the 25 years, the market return figure was not even within the range of predictions of all the analysts, and including 4 of the past 5 years. Now, weather has always been one of my favorite analogies for investing. So I thought about it, and this question seemed to me like asking a meteorologist to predict what the total amount of rainfall is going to be for the next year. Now, they can make an educated guess, but that is ultimately impossible. And anyone who pretends to know is being delusional, right? So in this theme of weather, the stock market, is going to move with the wind. And in this case, the wind is things like the economy, it's corporate profits, it's interest rates, and of course, let's not forget investors buying into or bailing out of investing trends that often operate outside of fundamentals. And that's kind of something we're seeing with the AI trade right now. So as simple and harmless as asking for a market forecast may seem, I think some better questions may be, how is my portfolio built to handle different market scenarios? Or maybe, what are we using to mitigate risk in case there's a down year next year? Or what can I expect if the market experiences volatility, maybe sudden extreme volatility? And one I especially like is, given that there's a range of outcomes, what else can I control to improve my ultimate success? Now, we at Argent Bridge, we think these questions make much more sense for thinking about your portfolio as it relates to the stock market, especially forward-looking, rather than anchoring your mind to one number, which is likely to end up far off from reality anyway. Well, that does it for Cup of Joe in 2025. Thank you to everyone who's been watching all year and to those who have just started. We hope this content is valuable to you and insightful, so please let us know what's on your mind. And from all of us here at Argent Bridge Advisors, we wish you a very happy and joyful holiday season and a prosperous